Baba's Murli. Today is the 27th of January 2022. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, your days of happiness are now coming. Renounce being concerned about the opinions of others and the code of conduct of iron-aged family clans, and earn an income. Claim the full inheritance from the Father. Question: by making which effort will your final thoughts lead you to your destination? Answer: Baba says, children, forget everything you have studied until now and simply remember one thing. Keep quiet. Consider yourselves to be souls and make effort to remember the Father. The Father doesn't give you children any difficulty, but saves you from stumbling from door to door. He frees the poor children from incurring debts for weddings, etc. Baba says, children, become pure, and your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. And the song of Baba's Murli. Have patience, O mind, your days of happiness are about to come. Om Shanti. This is a song of the path of devotion. Those people don't understand the meaning of it. Only you children know it. Our days of happiness, for which we are making effort, are now truly coming. The effort we make, the more effort you make, the more happiness you will receive. You are filling your aprons by following Srimad. The path of devotion is called the night of Brahma. They don't know when the Father, the Purifier, will come. You children know that the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the Golden Age is called the Confluence Age. You are now awakening them from the sleep of Kumbhakarna. Human beings remember the one Father, the Purifier, the ocean of knowledge. They don't remember the ocean from which rivers of water have emerged. There they have a meeting of rivers, not of the ocean and rivers. Excuse. The specialty of the meeting of the ocean with the rivers, there definitely has to be the ocean. The true Father who establishes the Golden Age is telling you the true story of changing from an ordinary man into Narayan. People remember him and call out, "O Purifier, come." Only when God comes at the Confluence Age can it be said that there is the meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul. This is the true meeting. Baba says you can write this meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul only takes place once at the most auspicious Confluence Age, when the impure world changes and definitely becomes pure. That is the pure world and this is the impure world. This is the true meeting when the purifier, Father, comes, purifies impure souls, and takes them back home with him. The meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul takes place in order to make the impure world pure. A cartoon of this should be created. Baba explains all of this to you in advance. Generally, they go to the confluence of the three rivers, and that is called the Triveni, on Shivratri. You should have the intoxication of explaining these things. Those who are able to explain well would also explain tactfully. Otherwise, they would just continue to speak too much. You should explain the true and false meaning of the Kumbh Mela. This is the confluence age, when the impure world becomes pure. This is the confluence age, when the impure world becomes the pure world. Therefore, this is the true meeting. Those people are sleeping in Kumbhakarna's sleep of ignorance. They say that God is omnipresent. He is the purifier, and so he has to come. Why he has to come? He has to come to purify everyone, because he is the purifier, as he said. You know, this is the only confluence age when there is the stage of ascent. After the golden age, you have to descend. All the time that has passed is said to be over. After gradually becoming old, everything becomes completely old. The symbol of the swastika is also made in that way. Sato Pradhan, Sato, Rajo, and Tamu, showing how we come from a very completely pure state to the impure state. And the cycle in the swastika shows the division. The Bible says, you know that you are now making effort to claim the inheritance of constant happiness from the Father. Baba inspires you to make very easy effort. He doesn't give you any difficulty, but in fact, he saves you. And what he saves us from? Stumbling from door to door. There are so many expenses incurred for a wedding. The poor have to take loans in order to get their children married. Baba frees you from those debts, etc. He saves you from falling into hell. And also from, what else he saves us from? Getting into the vices is falling into hell. But he saves us from, also from expenditure. This is why many poor ones come here. So many very good Kumaris used to come here. Then, suddenly, there were storms of lust. They got engaged and then got married. After they had married, they repented that they had made a big mistake. It takes time. The Father tries so hard. What he tries so hard to do for us. So much love Baba is speaking and care for us today. He says the Father tries so hard to save you. Wealthy ones cannot come here. Neither do they claim the inheritance, nor do they allow their creation to earn a true income. The poor too have many dirty customs and systems. The opinions of society and codes of conduct of family clans completely kill you. Some children don't study well. They end up in the extreme depths of hell. The Father has come. Why has he come? To remove you from the extreme depths of hell. Some don't leave there. You are not animals that you will have to be pulled by a rope tied through your nose in order to be saved. He continues to explain to you Because the Father is the creator, he explains to you children. And how he explains? Children, earn a true income and also inspire your children to do the same. Nevertheless, there are so many complications. There is a conflict if the wife comes and her husband doesn't, or if the husband comes and the children don't. Everything is explained to you very clearly. The main thing is, what's the main thing Baba is speaking about today? And that is our real code of conduct that takes us to the golden age with high status. So Baba says, the main thing is purity. Children write to Baba, Baba, I became angry. So it is explained. Why do you become angry with your children? It has been shown that Krishna's mother, Yashoda, tied his hands and tied him to a wooden pole. However, there is nothing like that. There, children follow the highest codes of conduct and are very entertaining. Here, too, some children are very good. They have very good manners in the way they speak to others. There are so many children here. Some don't allow Shrimat, some don't follow Shrimat or obey the rules at all. There are, Baba says, of course, some laws. Those who work in the military ask, Baba, we have to eat their food. What should we do? Baba says, try to eat pure food. In desperate circumstances, eat your food after giving it drishti. What else can you do? You can get bread, you can take honey, butter, potatoes, etc. Whatever habit you have instilled will continue. You have to ask in every situation. Baba makes everything very easy. The best is, what is the best thing of all in this knowledge? Is to become pure. Some children are such that they completely ruin their family. They waste their father's property and defame his name. It is in the intellects of you children that your days of happiness are coming. So why not make effort and claim the highest on high status? Only by making effort will you claim a status. Mama and Baba are seated on the throne. The God and Goddess of knowledge then become the Emperor and Empress. God gives you knowledge too. If you take this knowledge and also make others the same as yourselves, you will become prince and princesses. You should follow the mother and father. There is no question of blind faith in this. Some become followers of sannyasis, but they don't truly follow them. Those who want to belong to the religion of renunciation would not stay at home. They would definitely make effort to become sannyasis. The path of devotion began according to the drama. Everyone has to go through the stages of Sattva, Rajo, and Tamo. First of all, look at Sri Krishna. He definitely has to take 84 births. He too must now be in his last birth, for only then could he come at the beginning. Lakshmi and Narayan are number one, and they are now at the end, and will then claim number one. Who made them into the masters of the world? When did they receive the inheritance? You children know that they received the inheritance at the confluence age. The whole kingdom is to be established. You Brahmins have taken 84 births, and you are now playing your part. These are matters that have to be understood very well. However, some imbibe certain things, and others imbibe other things. This is a matter of making effort. The Father personally tells you through the mouth of Prajapita Brahma. And what he tells us? I have come. So remember me. And your sins will be absolved by having this yoga. The soul says, yes, Baba, I am listening through these airs. How could you teach Raja Yoga without a body? There is definitely the birth of Shiva. I come, but no one is aware of this. Baba explains, I only enter the body of Brahma every cycle. He has taken the full 84 births. There cannot be any change in this. He was an emperor, hence he became a lord of knowledge, and he now has to become an emperor again. This drama is predestined. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are remembered. Only Brahma would be called the father of people. Neither Vishnu nor Shankar would be called that. People means human beings. It is said, I change human beings into deities. He doesn't create a new creation, as is taught in the path of devotion, and especially in Christianity, that the world was just created from nothing. Excuse me. Baba asks, children, will you now go to heaven? Will you surrender yourselves? I have now come. Therefore, remember me. As much as possible, continue to reduce the remembrance of bodily beings. Yes, you are karma yogis. You may do everything during the day, but together with that, stay in such remembrance that you remember me alone at the end. Otherwise, you will have to take birth where your love is connected. It takes effort to live at home with your family and remember the Father. The Father says, stay awake at night. Your health will not be spoiled. In fact, you will receive more strength by having yoga. Become a spinner of the discus of self-realization and spin the discus. Oh, beloved children who have conquered sleep, he is telling this to the one whose chariot he has taken. You know that he becomes an emperor, and so he is to conquer sleep. Service has to be done during the day, and you have to earn an income at night. And he gave us the yukti, how to earn that income by waking up in the night and remembering him. Devotees wake up early in the morning. Their gurus tell them to turn the beads of the rosary. They wouldn't be able to do that at work. Some people turn the beads of the rosary in their pockets. So wake up early and remember Baba. You should turn the ocean of knowledge. Only by having remembrance will your sins be absolved. In order to become ever healthy, stay in. What do we have to do to become ever healthy? Very beautifully, Baba is saying, stay in ever remembrance, in brackets, constant remembrance. For only then will your final thoughts lead you to your destination. You will then receive a very high status. There is no need to stumble around. Remain in silence and just study. Forget everything else you have studied up to now. Children, consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. It is the soul that makes the body do everything. Each soul is Karankaravan, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, too comes and works through this one. The soul acts and also inspires action. Only when you imbibe these points very well will you become worthy. Baba considers those who understand everything and who then explain to others to be worthy. They are worthy of claiming a high status in heaven. He considers those who don't explain to others to be unworthy of a high status. The Father says, become worthy of becoming kings and queens. Such children are called worthy children. These matters have to be understood. You don't need to do anything else. Baba frees you from everything else. Simply remember one thing. What is that one thing? Whatever you remember in your final moment, ... That is what you will become. That is so dependent on the future. After making all this effort, he says, whatever you remember in your final moment, ... Serviceable children will quickly make cartoons from Baba's Murli. They will churn the ocean of knowledge. You children have to do service. Serviceable children receive blessings from the Father. Blessings are also number ones. This unlimited Father says to all of you children, follow the mother and father. The one who receives knowledge from Shiv Baba. This one receives knowledge from Shiv Baba, referring to Brahma Baba. Brahma claims a high status. So why not you? If you follow now, you will receive a high status for cycle after cycle. If you fail now, you will fail cycle after cycle. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children. Love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dad. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. And the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharma. Essence for Dharma, first point. In order to receive the Father's blessings, be serviceable. Do the service of making others the same as yourself. Become a god of knowledge, and then an emperor or empress. Second point. Make effort to stay in remembrance of the one Father. Make effort to stay in remembrance of the one Father. Don't have attachment to any bodily being. Become a conqueror of sleep and earn an income at night. Baba's blessing for today. May you become a loving image by transforming your fierce, fiery form with your cool form of love. In return for your love, the Father, the bestower of blessings, gives you the blessing. And the blessing, may you be a loving image at every moment, for every soul, and in every situation. Never abandon or forget your loving image, your loving face, and your loving interactions, connections, and relationships of love. No matter how fearsome a person, matter, or nature or Maya may be, no matter how fearsome a person, matter, or Maya may be, even if they come in front of you in the fiery form, constantly continue to transform them with the coolness of love. Create a world of love with your loving drishti, attitude, and actions. It's a wonderful blessing. Baba's slogan for today: you can develop power to overcome all difficulties. So never be afraid. Om Shanti. Now to experience the stage of being merged in love, the point. Souls who are equal and have a stage of being merged in love are always yogi. They are not those who have to make effort to have yoga, but are merged in love. If they are not separate, they have no need to make effort to remember. They automatically have remembrance. Where there is the company, there is natural remembrance. The stage of souls who are equal is of staying together and being merged. The stage of souls who are equal is of staying together and being merged. So Baba wants us to have such love that we are always yogis. And the love should be so natural that we have natural remembrance. Remembrance becomes so automatic. When we are in the company of one, there is natural remembrance. And he wants us to develop the power to overcome difficulties. He says, what is the yukti for that? Never be afraid. And so today we have to make a special effort to have this blessing, that experience this blessing, which is the same as Abhyakti blessing. Point today. May you be a loving image at every moment for every soul and in every situation. May you be a loving image at every moment for every soul and in every situation.